This is the Education Business Podcast for consultants and business owners providing services in schools. I'm Claire Riley, and I'll be sharing how to start, grow and scale your education business. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Education Business Podcast. I wanted to do a really relatable episode today. So you're probably going to laugh, I imagine, as you relate to some of the things that I'm going to say. But when we go into business, we don't really expect some of the things that become a reality, particularly around other people's perceptions of what running a business really is. So I thought it would be lighthearted to run through what some of those things are. And if you haven't started your business yet, here are 11 things to expect when you run a business that maybe you didn't realise you needed to expect. So number one is that people are not going to be that bothered. We hope that people will be bothered. We share it on social media, and maybe the first time we share, everyone's really supportive and they might share our business page. But 5 weeks later, when we're still posting about it, people are really not that bothered. And it makes sense, to be honest, because they're doing their thing and we're not really that interested in their jobs, are we? So, yeah, people are not bothered. Number two is that someone who is not an entrepreneur and is not a business owner will never understand the time commitment that you have to put into your business. And if you work from home, it can be worse, and they can just think that you're not doing anything, even after COVID. Number three is that some people will think that you are absolutely raking it in and you don't deserve any more money. On the flip side, you'll have others who believe that you must be really poor and you are terrible at your job. And funnily enough, some people can actually believe both things simultaneously, which is really interesting. I'm not sure why that is. At the end of the day, there are so many perceptions of you when you put yourself out there as someone who's willing to grow a business, and everyone has an opinion, and nobody can arrive at a true perception, because a perception is just their version of events, and so it's never real. Number four, a few consistent social posts can make people feel like you're doing really well in business. So if you consistently post great content all week and then see somebody in town, it's likely they'll comment on how well your business is doing. And it just plays into the whole perception piece again, doesn't it? About what people believe about business owners. Number five, people will be really behind you when they believe that things are hard work and that money's really hard to come by. But as soon as you make any kind of success of yourself, then all of a sudden overnight it becomes all right for you because you've got this freedom, you might have created more income, you might have more time, and all the hard work that you've put into the business over time, that's suddenly forgotten. And now it's just all right for you. Number six, if your partner has an employed role, then you can absolutely, as the business owner and the entrepreneur, expect to take the hit when it comes to childcare, when it comes to doing appointments with elderly family members. There is an expectation that you will drop everything and that your business will suffer in order to make these things happen, rather than your partner's employed role and their company. Number seven, you can expect people to just turn up to your house and think that you can just stop working because you can choose whenever you work because it's your own business. It's irrelevant whether you had appointments or meetings booked in. This is a real thing and it happens. Number eight, you can expect to really desire to retire your partner once you've created a level of success and you've got this freedom now, and then you realise that you're still trapped by your partner's job and their holiday allowance and their 9 to 5. Throwback to Portugal, September 2017, when I hatched the plan to retire Ed, even though he didn't really want to leave. But I realised in that moment how much freedom I was creating and how trapped we were by his full-time job. Number 9, if you build a strong brand or it has a corporate feel, this will make people think that you are bigger than you are, and they will have expectations of your company based on that. And so It's not a bad thing, but it's worth remembering so that you can manage it in the best way. Number 10, my favourite one, Ed gave me this one. People that you know will expect you to give them a job, and they might not know this is the underlying belief, but they also don't expect to have to do that much of a good job either. It can be ex-colleagues, people that you don't know that well, because they know you. There's just this expectation that whatever skills they have, your company needs, and you should absolutely take them because you know them. Sometimes you'll just get random CVs in your inbox from people that you haven't spoken to in 20 years, or somebody's mum. So watch out for that one. That's always a lot of fun. And number 11, as you grow your company and you have employees, you can't talk to friends that you had before about your work life anymore, unless, of course, they're a business owner. Because unless somebody is experiencing the same thing as you as a business owner, they absolutely will really struggle to see it from your perspective. Or really what you want is for them to see it from both perspectives like you have to do as a business owner. So I hope you found those 11 things to expect relatable and entertaining. There must be loads more. I'm sure collectively we can think of 11 other things to expect when you start a business. Perhaps you could send them to me on Instagram and I could record another episode at a later date. Sometimes as entrepreneurs we just want to feel heard. We want to relate to people who understand what we've been through, what we're going through. We want to feel validation. And so these are some of the realities that we live with. And the key is to not be emotionally affected negatively by them, to detach from the emotion and smile about them. Because these perceptions that are not real are part of the price to pay in order to create a life that most people don't get the chance to live. If you are really serious about growing your business, about building your education company as an asset, then I really do encourage you to join us in Education Business Club. I've got some fantastic training on planning in your business, and we also cover the big stuff and the small stuff when it comes to growing an organisation that's going to pay you back in the future. So I'm either going to see you in Education Business Club or I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Education Business Podcast. To get more information to grow your business, sign up at educationbusinessclub.co.uk.